As Carson-Newman collects a 104-92 triumph over the Coker Cobras. Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, after the weirdness that happened Wednesday night.
We're calling it weirdness?
Yeah. That's
I can think of a lot of appropriate words to be used, but we'll stick with that. It's probably the safest word.
Go with the guy who talks for a living instead of the basketball coach with his word. You recover from that and recover in a big way. Most points scored on the road in a game since December 5th of 2016. Not to mention, you limit Coker to a paltry 9 of 37 effort from beyond the arc. What about the job of this team to put Wednesday behind you and put it behind you in an emphatic fashion?
I can't tell. I really can't express in words how truly proud I am of them, how happy I am for them. We had a really, really tough Thursday and Friday, and we've talked that out 100 times now, but we needed to get to Saturday, and it just seemed like at the time, that situation was so deflating and so demoralizing, but we were able to sort of sequester ourselves on that bus and in this hotel and just sort of maybe reconnect. We had some. Even here, we've had some really tough conversations, 1-on-1 and 2-on-2 with players and coaches, and just trying to make sure that we're on the right page. And I think it's obvious after tonight's performance that that not only did we endure what had happened in our last road game, but we've actually somehow found a way to maybe improve and be better from it.
Some of your greatest 40 minutes of defensive intensity in a little bit, and that's evident in the 9 of 37 effort from beyond the arc for Coker. Not a team that normally shoots a ton of threes or makes them at a high volume. What about the job of your zone here today against Coker?
I thought that there were stretches there in both the first and second halves where I thought it was as good as it could possibly be, and it was definitely as good as it had been at any point this season. Mason Bates, in particular, after the game, mentioned that he didn't think he had seen stretches of that kind of defense at any point this season. We have multiple goals within the game that you don't really see on the scoreboard, and we were meeting those goals left and right. But all that goes back to our guys and a testament to them, their mindset, their attitude, their resiliency, and we had some solid leadership. Man, Charles Clark took an incredibly serious approach to this game. I think he was, wanting to try to, as quickly as possible, get redemption. Grant Teichman came in and gave such a solid, heady leadership role. I thought, we made a change in the lineup, which we haven't really touched at all this year, and played Cameron Holmes off the bench, and he has a career night. So many guys just did big, good things, and I got to give credit to our guys because we as coaches establish a plan and sort of a process for this thing, and then the players can choose to either follow or not, and they collectively followed this thing, and we got what we wanted.
Talk about guys having career nights. Grant Teichman, 17 points. That's a new career high. Cam Holmes, 17 points. Not a new career high. Does get his first career double-double with 11 rebounds, though. Kind of shocking to see him get on the glass so thoroughly. What was he doing to do that?
Well, Cameron has played a lot of basketball here to only be a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
It started a lot last year on a 19-win team as a starter until today on a team that's won 17. And so he's been a part of a lot of stuff. But we just felt like there's been a level of inconsistency in his play, and we've talked about it multiple times. And we had a pretty serious conversation about it about 10 o'clock the other night in my office. And I think he understood that, man. I've told him I have unbelievably high respect for him as an athlete. I think he's pound for pound with the best athletes in our league, and I think that he sometimes holds back demonstrating that. I think he heard me loud and clear, and he demonstrated tonight that he is, from an athletic standpoint, is a big guard that can rebound and defend, and he demonstrated it. I'm just glad that he found a solid place for himself tonight in this game.
The other player who was a little bit different in the lineup was Parker Rollet. First start of this season, 11 points, third career double-digit scoring effort, finishes 2 rebounds away from a double-double. Oh, and he doesn't miss a shot, 5 for 5 from the field. What about
how many times has he been 5 for 5 in his career? Is that 4?
With the exception of his effort at Mars Hill last year when he was 5 for 13, all of his double-digit scoring efforts.
It's interesting.
He is 5 for 5 from the field.
Well, you know, Josh Murray has been out with just a strained muscle, and we've been trying to really be sensitive to that and make sure he's completely well for the stretch run here. And so we went with Parker and felt confident that he could do that. He's demonstrated he has some good minutes in him. But I thought tonight he really responded. I mean, we told him we wanted him to really be a defender and a rebounder. 8 rebounds. That's getting it done. That's the second most on our team tonight. And then he chips in some baskets there for us too. So, like I said, man, there's so many guys that did good things that it's hard. You know, there's no one person that got this. This was truly a team effort and a collective demonstration of what we wanted tonight.
Is it your best team effort of the season?
It's one of them. It's one of them. And it probably depends on how you want to define it. I think when you consider all the factors that led up into this game, I'm as proud of this one as maybe more so than any of the games this year. And we've had a couple of games there where I was very, very happy, the Johnson C. Smith game. Mm-hmm. But this one, considering what happened and sort of just the level of deflation I sensed with our team and just the frustration and just all that came from that situation at Mars Hill, that to be able to come back like this and bounce back. And our guys show character and resiliency and just truly a common connection and passion for one another. I can't express really how happy I am from that.
You said to me after the Mars Hill game that you didn't know how to coach this situation. I disagree with you after the result today. Reflecting upon the last 4 days, what was it that was the key for you as a coach?
Nobody hit the panic button. I didn't hit the panic button. Our players didn't hit the panic button. So I think across the board we had some solid, sound leadership. I think everybody took a deep breath and just tried to process what had occurred. We feel like there was a degree of justice that came from all that. But more than anything, man, it's about the players. And they had a choice. They're at the end of the day the ones that go on the floor. And they had a choice to either come out here and demonstrate what they're capable of, or they could have chosen to not focus and really take care of their business. But they collectively chose to demonstrate. So, again, I had a part in this process, but everybody else did too. And so it was a Carson-Newman men's basketball team family approach that got this thing done.
How much of it, too, was you shedding your tie today?
Kev, I got to be honest, this was a complete turnover. That shows you how messed up I was. I've realized I did not have a tie only when I opened up the bag and realized that I was a hot mess now. I was a hot mess, and so I forgot the tie for the first time in about 800 games, man.
Well, you won't be able to wear it the rest of the season now.
No, it won't. No, we're you know how you and I both think it's gone now. It's done. So.
All right, Chuck. Pleasure as always. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Kev.